Hey guys, this is Tim Stout with the Learn to Earn podcast. What if it was easier for you to make bigger changes in your life and create better habits? So today I'm talking about the Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits is a phenomenal book that talks about how to make changes easier and how to keep on track with them. It was written by James Clear. He's a best-selling author and he's an expert in decision making and creating habits. He has over 24,000 five-star reviews on Amazon, and the book is phenomenal. It's a pretty good read. I've read it twice and listened to it once because small changes can make a big difference in your life in the long term. An analogy I like to use is if we're leaving the West Coast, and as soon as in an airplane, and as soon as we reach cruising altitude, if we adjust the front of the nose just by a couple feet, no one is going to notice until we land, because we're going to land in Washington, D.C. when everybody thinks they're going to land in New York City. So the length of the United States, 2-foot trajectory difference is going to make a huge difference in the long term. And changing things in your life and habits are a lot like the same. So I took some notes I'd like to share with you about this book. One must first understand what a habit is and the easiest way to create one. Okay, I took down three notes that I found are very important in this book. So 3 action items for someone who is wanting to change some habits and their trajectory and personal life, business life, and could take away. 1, you must focus on willpower and not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Motivation, no matter how strong the motivation is now, motivation will decrease over time and it'll turn into motivation for other things. So you must focus on willpower. Willpower is almost like a muscle, or it is a muscle. The more you work it, the easier it is to use. If you are, say you're trying to quit smoking, and you can quit smoking, say you don't smoke for 3 days, and then you pick it back up. You've already willpowered 3 days, so it's going to be easier for you to reach 4, and so on and so forth. So you're able to build that muscle by using it, just like a normal muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The same thing with willpower. Number 2, break the desired habit down to simple tasks. And an analogy and an example the book uses is if running, say your goal is to run every morning. So what the book does, it talks about, okay, your first habit should be to put on your running shoes every morning. So you get up, you wake up, and the first thing you're doing, the goal is not running. The goal is to wake up and put on your running gear, your running clothes, your running shoes. So now you're prepared to run, and it's a little bit easier once you've took the first step. It talks about making steps like that. The third one, which is one I think is the most action item, the best one, is you need to make it frictionless, or you need to add friction, depending on if it is a good habit or a bad habit. A good habit, you want to make it frictionless. You want to make it as easy as possible, like the running analogy. You want to put on your running shoes. You want to put on your running clothes, and then you're just going to run for 2 minutes. And then you can build on it from there. So it's built from small goals. Because it's frictionless, because there's not a lot of disruption to get there. It's easier for you to complete. Just like with bad habits, you want to create as much friction as possible. Say quitting smoking is your goal, then the book will give you some examples, almost of like, I'm going to put my cigarettes in my car. So for me to have to smoke a cigarette, I need to put on my coat, I need to walk outside, unlock the door, get my cigarettes, and then repeat the process. So I add friction. I make it difficult to do that. If your goal is to stay off social media as much, not log on as much, then you undownload the apps. And every time you want to get on social media, you have to re-download the app. You have to re-log on just to find out what your friends are doing. So you're going to find that little bit of friction is going to keep you from just scrolling for no reason. You're going to be more intentional when you do log on social media. Ice cream. Don't have ice cream in your house. And when you do buy ice cream, buy in little containers. So the friction of having to go get it is makes it difficult. So the 3 tasks I want you to understand is you need to focus on willpower and not motivation. You need to break down the desired habit to make a simple task the start of it. And if it's an easy habit, you need to make it frictionless. And if it's a bad habit, you need to add friction. Again, this is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I definitely recommend it. The people who need to read this are people who want to make changes in their life. And it's hard to make a big change for anybody, no matter how strong you are. So to make small habits to create big results. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear.